Let's go. Thursday, huh? Thursday. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. The best asset class, the best thing you can be buying right now, the most scarce thing on earth. Okay, let's see, the hardest money. What's this? Oh, I was trying to turn on this light back here. Today, I'm gonna teach you guys some stuff. I'm gonna teach you how to, if you want to, remember your seed phrase, so you don't have to do anything weird with your seed plate. Yes, you should have your seed plate anyway in metal, or your washers in metal where you have your seed phrase saved. But what if there's an emergency of some kind and you have to get out of there without any kind of written evidence of your Bitcoin? What should you do? Well, you would have to memorize those words, right? And today we're going to talk about something that we like to. It's called a mnemonic device. Mnemonic device. No, it's not. It's not something that jacks up your car. It's also not a demonic device. It's not anything to do with the devil or demons. Mnemonic has to do with the memory. Okay, so we'll talk about that during the Why We Stack segment. But first, a round of applause from the live studio audience for Paul. What up, Paul? First comment of the evening. I'm sure the first like of the evening. If you're new to the show, subscribe, and after a minute of being subscribed, you'll be able to talk in the chat, say hello, interact with the rest of the people in chat and with me. Let's get to it. This is a Bitcoin only show. No poop coins, no altcoins, no NFTs, ETFs, ordinals, trading, none of that stuff. None of that stuff. It's Bitcoin only. All right, let's get into the first segment. And our first segment is the Sat Strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $66,824.66. It's your Friday, Paul? Let's go. Nice. For a split second, I thought it was off again on the dates. Today, you can buy 1,496 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar has 100 cents, a Bitcoin has 100 million Satoshis. If you can accumulate 100 million Satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. So when you see the price of Bitcoin at $66,800, don't be intimidated. Okay, don't think that you're priced out and you'll never be able to afford it. No, you can buy it one Satoshi at a time, or if you have $1 today, you can buy 1,496 Satoshis. Eventually, you'll get to 100 million Satoshis, and that means you'll have a whole Bitcoin. You'll be a whole coiner. Let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny could have got you 14 Satoshis, almost 15 Satoshis for a single penny. When we started this show back in May 22nd, 2023, we were buying 39 to 40 Satoshis for one penny. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Round of applause from the live studio audience going out to Captain Dan. It's been a while. Hope all is good. That was a good lunch, Captain Dan. That was really good. Shout out and round of applause to Mr. Carlos Jaramillo over watching us all the way from Ecuador. Good to see you in here. DCA to BTC, that is the way. Also, round of applause from the live studio audience for Leonard. Leonard! That's cool. It's wild. We're already at 9 concurrent viewers. What's going on? Happy days. Happy days are here. Do me a favor, guys. As you come in, hit that like button, please, so that the algorithm can pump the show and we can break through the all-time high subscribers. Okay. So, now that we know what the Sat Strength is, let's get into the next segment, guys. This segment is called Why We Stack. All right. So normally during the Why We Stack segment, I put on some inspirational music and I talk about Bitcoin and why we saving it. But today we're going to focus specifically on a way for you to remember your seed phrase. We're gonna do a little experiment. I'm gonna teach you guys something today. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of value today. Trying to make the shows a little bit different, and hopefully you learned something today. Okay, so that you don't have to hide your seed phrase in a weird location on your person. If ever you had to get out of your country and go to somewhere else, right? Here we go. The topic for today is mnemonic devices. Okay, and like I said during the intro, a mnemonic device is something that you use so you can remember things, right? It's like it's not an actual physical device. It's not a chip you're going to implant into your brain. Okay, don't implant chips in your brain, please. What's up, Hard Huddle? Good to see you in here. Round of applause from my live studio audience for Hard Huddle. It's not a chip implant, guys. It's just a way to use your memory, the way to use the brain you already have without additional augmentation. Okay, it's called a mnemonic device. It's the method of memorizing things and cataloging information into your brain and associating it with long-term memory that you already have hard-coded in your mind, things that you'll never forget. Okay, so I'm gonna change the screen up a little bit, and we're gonna talk about this method. We're gonna try to do 12 words today. Pretend it's gonna be a pretend 12-word seed phrase. Okay, but before we start memorizing the seed phrase, let me explain to you how it works. Okay. All right. So you guys all understand the importance of never losing your seed phrase and never exposing your seed phrase, right? And you back up your seed phrase to metal, either on a plate or on washers, right? But if something were to happen and you couldn't take your seed plate with you, or you needed to destroy it for whatever reason, right? Then you would a temporary way to remember your seed phrase while you're going from one hostile jurisdiction to a friendly jurisdiction, without any proof that you had taken anything with you, then you would do it this way. You would memorize your seed phrase. Once you get to where you're going to, you restore your wallet, do what you need to do, maybe stamp it out on a seed phrase again, on a seed plate, or like on some washers again when you're at your new friendly jurisdiction. And yeah, anyway, you guys can figure out in what situations you would need to do that, right? Say a war were to break out in your country and you need to flee, but on the way out, the invading power is kind of stripping people of their goods, their gold, their watches, their assets, or their things. Well, this is something they can't strip from you because you'll have it in your brain and nobody will know it's there, right? It's in your memory, like Johnny Mnemonic. Anyway, let's talk about how to upload information to your brain, how to upload these 12 words in a way that makes it easier for you to recall, and you'll be able to hold on to those for quite a while, actually, once you figure out this method and if you implement it the right way. Okay. Paul says, if you have the guts to DCA to BTC for an entire 4-year cycle, you will be very happy. There you go. Paul gets it. So let's jump into this browser. I was going to show you guys a picture of my living room. Okay, so that way I can start the example. Okay, this is how this mnemonic works. And another way to look up this mnemonic, you can look it up as the Memory Palace, or the Mind Palace is another name used for this type of mnemonic. Okay, so here it is. We're going to use this. I'm sorry. We're going to use my living room as an example for this mnemonic training. Okay, and then we're also going to use my kitchen. Okay, we're also going to use my kitchen because we need since we're trying to memorize a 12-word seed phrase, we need 12 locations at this facility, or in these rooms. Okay, so the way you would apply this to your situation is you would find a place either in your current home or in your childhood home, in your memory, in your mind. Okay, so Sell the sofa, says Carlos. Let's go. Let's go. Uh, or in this case, in Carlos's case, since he doesn't have any sofas currently because he sold everything to buy Bitcoin, you can think of what your living room was like when you were a kid, right? And you can close your eyes, and in your mind's eye, I want you to visualize a room. And in this example, we're just going to visualize my living room with all my extra couches, okay? So let me just make sure this couch fits. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to start from let's start from left to right, okay? From left to right in this living room, and we need to create a list of objects in this living room that are going to be easy to remember when we think back about this living space. We've been looking at this living space our whole lives or our whole childhood, so it's burned into our memory. It's a long-term memory that's already in there, right? What's up, Carl Black in the house? Good to see you in here, sir. We're covering how to remember your seed phrase in case you need to remember your seed phrase for whatever reason. Okay, we're doing a 12-word seed phrase today. So we got to find in this room. I'm gonna make this this little thing here. In this room, we got to find let's say six things in this room that are unique to this room, going from left to right, that will help us remember words down in the future. Okay, so let me bring this notepad up for myself. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it's way over here. What's up, McLevin? Welcome to the stream. I'm driving and listening. I hope everyone is awesome. McLevin, drive safe, and thanks for tuning in. So for those that can't look at the screen, we're looking at a picture of my living room, and we're gonna start looking at items from the left to the right. So if I look to the very left, let's see what's on my bookshelf over here. A bunch of AI generated trash. Let's see. we'll say this thing right here in the corner. Oops, let me take off my. There it is. We'll say that this thing that kind of looks like a printer, we'll say that's a printer. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna put on my list is this printer. Okay, or printer on the bookshelf. And I'll bring this list up. So a printer. Okay. Okay. The next thing that I see going from left to right. I mean, it stands out in the room. It's pretty obvious. The biggest thing you can see in the room is this crazy lamp, right? So I see this lamp that kind of looks like it's got a robe on it. It's weird, right? Almost looks like a little statue in there. So like we'll say the lamp. The lamp with the draped. Let's say lamp for now. The lamp, okay? So we're looking from left to right. The printer, the lamp, and what's behind the lamp? Is that a piece of artwork? That would have been a good one. I don't know. We'll say the golden chandelier right here. The golden chandelier, or the upside down championship cup. Let's say gold. Let's say upside down. Upside down champs cup. That's kind of like a trophy, right? What's a trophy? What the? Okay, upside down trophy. Is upside down one word or two? Upside down. Okay, it's one word, I guess. Oh, it's two words. Upside down trophy. Okay, it's hard to type because my keyboard is offset. Let me move my keyboard a little bit, guys, so it can be right in the middle. There it is. Okay, we have upside down trophy in the background. I'm gonna make this window a little bit smaller. Give me a second. For now. And let me remove this thing. Okay, so there it is. We have the printer, the lamp, the upside down trophy. Okay, and let's go for the lounge couch. The lounge couch. Okay, the lounge couch is on the list now. And of course, giant Bitcoin. Okay, giant Bitcoin is number 5. And let's see. Let's go with maybe we do. We're not gonna do the window because there's a window in the other scene. Let's go with the house plant right here. This green house plant. Okay, indoor plant. Indoor plant. Indoor plant. Okay, that's it. That's 6 things in this room that theoretically, if you lived in this place for a long time or as a kid, and you remember let me move myself out of the way so you can see the different things, and you remember the layout of the major parts of this room, then it's going to help you in the future to recall these things. Think of these items in the rooms that you're familiar with already as filing cabinets, right? These are the things that you're going to put stuff into, but not yet. Let's finish off the list because we need 12. We need 12 locations to store the information we're going to store, okay? So let's get this thing back up. Where am I? My cam and my sheet. Okay. So let's go to the next one. And now we're going to look at my kitchen. Okay. We're going to remain from left to right. Okay. And we're going to go look at the kitchen and what stands out. Okay. In my kitchen. Let's see. We already did a plant, so you can't do that plant. We can say, the kitchen. We say kitchen tools maybe here, like this is a rack where I obviously keep my collection of tongs, right? So we just say tongs stacks. Here I added tongs to my list. Okay, and then what's next after the tongs going from left to right? I would go with this plant sticks out to me in my mind, but we already used the plant. So let's go with the sink. Okay, the sink is right here. So let's put the sink in the list. Now, if you have a sink, if you use a bathroom as another scene, you cannot use the sink anymore. You can only use a thing once in your whole mnemonic for this place, for this memory palace. Okay, so you can't use a window. Oh yeah, and I didn't use a window in my other one, so I could use the window. Okay, so sink. The next thing that sticks out, obviously these 3 windows stick out a lot, right? So we're gonna go from the sink, and obviously this image is my home, so it's a little bit AI weird, right? But let's go from the kitchen sink to the corner shelves, right? Or the hanging fruit. The hanging fruit. It's already we already used the house plant. So let's say the shelves, I guess. The hanging shelves. Okay, let's say not hanging, what are those called? Floating shelves. That's right. Okay, floating shelves has been added to the list. Let's see, where am I here? There it is. Number 10, let's go with the next thing over. We'll see the big giant window, the archway window, right? The giant window. So window. And for number 11, let's go with let's see. Let me show you guys. What do you guys think? What's in here? We already did a skylight. No, we didn't do a skylight. We have the stove here. We did the stove, and then I don't know. We'll call this the pantry or something. Yeah, the stove. What looks like it's permanently there. We just need like basically 6 items. So let's do the stove for number 11. So number 11 is the stove. And number 12, we'll do the oven. Okay. That's it. Maybe I don't know if those 2 will work. It might be too close to each other, but I think it'll work. No, let's do this. Instead of the oven, let's do the microwave. Let's do the air fryer. Yeah, the air fryer. Who has an air fryer in the chat? Let me know. If you don't have one, you should get one. Hashtag not sponsored. You just can't see it in the picture because the air fryer is over here on the very edge of the counter. I didn't shoot with the wide enough lens, so you can't see the air fryer, but the air fryer is over here behind the oranges, guys. Okay, just so you know. All right, let's go back to my living room. Okay, let's go back to my living room while we talk about this. Okay, so we have the mnemonic phrase. We have the holding spaces for the data that we're going to save in these locations of my first off of my living room and then of my kitchen. Okay. The chat looks amazing. Yeah, we're stacking eventually. Oh shoot. Air fryer. Let's go. Satwise. What up, Satwise? Good to see you in here. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Satwise. Also for Carl and McLovin. Sorry I missed you guys on the way in. But yeah, so air fryer is see, air fryer is so good. Yeah, my microwave has gotten a lot less use since I got the air fryer for sure. Okay, so these are the things that we have, and it's easy for us to remember because remember, if we close our eyes and we look in our minds with our mind's eye, in whatever room you decided to make your mnemonics based off of, that room you should already be able to see it in your mind because it's so engraved. You've been living there for years, or you remember that place as a child. It could be like your classroom if you're a teacher. It could be whatever place that you've been to so much that when you close your eyes, you can see these things that stick out to you. Like when you come to your house, your coat rack is right there. When you first walk in, the first thing on the right is your coat rack, and you always put your keys and your key thing, right? Those two things are perfect, right? Your coat rack, your shoe rack, and your key drop where you put your keys or your key hanger, right? And then you walk in and you look to your left or right. Anyway, you know what I mean. Find these things in your house. You can do a pretty long list off of one room in your house, right? Or you can do multiple rooms in your house. It's just things that you have to remember that stick into your mind that you already kind of know, right? So you don't have to recall that long-term memory, right? Okay, now here's where the magic starts to happen. Okay, now you have to remember. These words, and let me give you some advice. If you're doing this type of thing and you're doing it with your real seed phrase, do not do it on the computer. Do it on a piece of paper, okay? To get you to just to start to get the ideas out. Do not do it on a computer, even if it's a local text file. Don't do it, because for whatever reason, it'll be in memory for however long, and you run the risk of those seed phrases getting stolen. Okay. So now that we covered that, let's keep going. I generated a seed phrase, a 12-word seed phrase that we're going to use for this example on the internet, which you shouldn't do anyway. But it uses the same encryption and algorithm that it uses to generate seed phrases on Bitcoin. And this technically could be a 12-word seed phrase, but as far as I know, it's not a real seed phrase. Okay. All right. So here we go. The first word that I need to remember. Well, it's actually, before you start putting the words to it, you got to remember the order of these things. Okay. You have these things in order, and you remember the sequence of them. You know that the air fryer is the 12th word, the 12th place where you store stuff, and the 6th place you store stuff is the indoor plant, and the first place is the printer. Okay, so obviously the order of your seed phrase matters, so you have to put it in sequence in the right order. So you take your first seed word, in this case, for this example, mind you, it's not a real seed phrase, guys. Don't go out there and try to put it in and restore this wallet. This wallet doesn't exist. Okay, if it does exist for some reason and you're able to restore it, let me know. Let's split it, because that would be amazing. You are getting sleepy. Breathe deep, and your eyebrows and your eyes grow very heavy. Nice. You cannot stop them now. You're in deep sleep. Now finish the sentence for me. Why? Seed phrase. My seed phrase is, Jake is the man. You just hypnotized me, guys. I'm about to tell you my seed phrase. Here it goes. You guys thank Jake later for me telling you guys my seed phrase, okay? So, the first seed phrase, the first word in this seed phrase is hurdle, okay? So now, in your mind, in this example, since our location is the printer, right? You got to in your mind imagine you walking into this room, and you see like when I think hurdle, I think of like the Olympics, you know, like the people that run and jump the hurdles as they're running. So I'm thinking there's a hurdle like in the way of me using that printer. Like there's a hurdle on top of that printer, and so there's a hurdle on the printer, and it's in my way. It's blocking the way that I can use it. So I need to overcome that hurdle by removing the hurdle off the printer so it can actually print. Okay. And so now when I think of this room, I already know what the room is. I know what the first item is. I look at the printer and I remember, oh yeah, there's a hurdle on it. Okay. So that's the way I remember that first seed phrase, that first word of the seed phrase. The next word of the seed phrase is, okay, this is a kind of, and I haven't done, I just generated the seed phrase and I try not to think about what to associate these with, just so we could do this on the fly live during the show. So it might get difficult as we go. Ribbon. Ribbon is the next seed phrase, the next word on the seed phrase. And let's see, what's our lamp? Oh, that's easy, because the lamp looks like it has something draped on it anyway. So we'll say in my mind, I'm gonna tie a big orange ribbon tied a toad around the lamp. A lamp with it. Dang. A lamp with big orange ribbon tied around it. Okay. So now when I come in here, I see the printer in the background. The printer has got a hurdle on top of it, and the lamp has got an orange ribbon tied around it. Okay, so it's orange because it's Bitcoin, right? But it's a ribbon. Okay, it's tied around the lamp. And then the process of you coming up with these ideas is part of the process of memorization. Okay, I know it sounds weird that I'm making stuff up, but the process of you coming up with with associations between the random word and what it means associated with that item where you're going to store it, that is most of the what's going to help you remember it is the process of creating a story around it, a process of creating and imagining something from scratch that's like unusual, right? A hurdle on top of a printer is kind of unusual. Tying a ribbon around the lamp is kind of unusual because you might catch it on fire, right? So it's alarming. You want that because it's going to make you remember it better. Okay. All right. Upside down trophy. Okay. That is a good one. And because the next word, I kid you not, is chicken. Hold on, let me throw some background music, guys. It's getting too serious in here. The next word is chicken, and I'm gonna imagine an upside down trophy with a chicken. Oops. With a chicken falling out of it. Okay. So now when I see the upside down trophy right here in the background, right here, when I think about this upside down championship trophy, I see a chicken falling out of it. Okay. And that little whimsical story that's kind of funny, it's kind of dumb. It's super unusual. First of all, the trophy's upside down. That's weird. And since it's upside down, it can't hold its contents, and its contents happen to be a chicken. Okay? All right. Upside down trophy with a chicken falling out of it. All right. Now we're moving on to mnemonic, or to the fourth word. The fourth word. And the fourth word is the lounge couch. Okay, let's see what. Oh, sorry, that's the fourth location. Let's see what the word is. Ooh. That's hilarious. You can't make this stuff up. The lounge couch. The word is, oh my god, this is too weird. Be careful on the lounge couch. Be careful not to catch a disease. Be careful not to catch a disease on the lounge couch. Okay, because the word is disease. Okay, that's our seed. That's our next seed phrase word for word number 4. Okay, disease. Okay, don't catch a disease on the lounge couch. We'll say don't catch. Make it easier. Don't catch a disease on the lounge couch. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, no worries, Leonard. Thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in, dude. This is awesome. Okay. So now we're moving on to the next word in our sequence, the 5th word in our seed phrase. Our randomly generated seed phrase is, let's see. Oh, this is a hard one. All right, you guys have to help me with this one. Else. That's such a hard word to deal with. Okay. Oh, no, that's good. That's good. This is a good one. This has actually worked out. For our giant Bitcoin storage location. Help me figure out how to say giant Bitcoin and nothing else. There you go. Giant Bitcoin. Oh no, stack Bitcoin. Stack. For me, stack nothing. Stack nothing else. That's gonna be the information I deposit into the giant Bitcoin mnemonic device, okay? Or that storage area. All right, and then we get to the indoor plant. Oh my gosh, that is, I kid you not, this is crazy. Okay, indoor plant smashed to a pulp. Oh, I misspelled this. Smashed to a pulp. Okay, the seed phrase word for number 6 is pulp. I'm gonna highlight these so it's easier for you guys to remember. Okay, bold. Bold. For those of you guys taking notes and trying to go restore this 12-word seed phrase, it's not real. But if you want to, let me know if it actually is real. We'll split it. Okay. Smashed to a pulp, the indoor plant. I imagine it being smashed to the pulp on the side because like somebody decided to leave their Bitcoin on the exchange and that exchange went out of business and they got rugged, or somebody decided to put their Bitcoin in a place where they promised them a yield and they got rugged, or somebody went and bought a bunch of poop coins when they should have been investing in Bitcoin instead. So, and they got so angry they went and smashed the plant until nothing was left but the pulp. Okay. All right, that fills up this room. So now this living room has got a bunch of information that it's stored for me. Okay, now we're moving back into my kitchen. Going back to the kitchen. I'm gonna take the list off the screen so you guys can see and visualize the kitchen a little bit better. Okay. I'm telling you, these words are lining up pretty well. Okay, so our first word in the kitchen, our first location is my collection of tongs. Okay, I love the tongs for different things. I got the metal coated ones, I got the ceramic ones, I got the plastic ones, all the tongs, tong collection right there. So for this one, the word that we need to associate with the tongs is stumble. Okay, that's a seed word. Number 7. That's the number 7 seed word. So, how can we associate that with How can we associate that with tongs? Stumble makes me makes you feel like I could hurt myself if I stumbled into the tong station, you know. I don't know. This is kind of hard for me. Any technique for memorizing numbers, pi will work fine if you really want to memorize your seed. Yep. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you in here. I don't want to memorize it. I can spell it while I sleep. I have a microphone around. However, I read a nice book about memory right by an Italian that finished 5 degrees in 6. That's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Well, for those of us that don't have 5 degrees, we're gonna keep with the example. We need something to associate. We need a way to associate the tongs with stumbling. I imagine these tongs hanging there, right? And if I was to stumble and make the whole rack come down, that would suck. So don't trip, stumble. Let's see. Tongs. Okay, I'm just gonna imagine myself stumbling and reaching to catch my balance and knocking all of the tongs off the shelf. Okay, so stumble, knocking off all the tongs. That's kind of a weird one, but we'll keep going with it. Okay, it's on the fly. We're doing it here live, guys, so bear with me. Okay, the next word, the next place where we're gonna store this next word is the sink. It's the 8th word of the seed phrase, and it is. Oh, that's a good one. I'll take this one. I'm gonna go with the word is patch, and in this case I can use patched because the seed phrase doesn't care. It's only gonna use the first 4 letters of my seed phrase. Make that bold. Make this unbold. Let's say patched. Okay, so patch is bold, and ed is just to make it fit with the sentence. A patched sink overflowing. Okay, I'm imagining like you know how you put like when you were a kid and your mom put a patch on your knee on your pants that you tore through. I'm imagining a patch like that on the sink where the drain is supposed to be, and it's a patched sink, so the sink is overflowing. It's making a mess. Okay, so those things are kind of alarming. If you walk into your house and you see your sink overflowing, then you're gonna remember that. Okay, it's gonna trouble you, so that's gonna be easier to remember. So a patched sink overflowing. Okay, that's number 8 for sink. We can associate the sink. We're gonna think about the patch. All right, and that's the word patch. All right, final 4 words. The next word is for the floating shelves back here. Bam, the floating shelves back there. The floating shelves. Oops, where'd it go? There it is. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, there it is. The floating shelves are where I keep the floating shelves hold my stock of what should the floating shelves hold my stock of? My stock of Pokemon cards. My stack of Bitcoin playing cards. Or my stock of something. Anyway, the seed phrase word I'm trying to remember here is stock. My stock of, it looks kind of like there's seeds back there. We'll say my stock of seeds. My stock of seeds for my garden. Okay, that's what my floating shelves hold. Floating shelves holding my stock of seeds. That's kind of not very unusual, right? To make it stand out more, you could say like your stock of something else instead of seeds, or like you could say your stock of baby oil. Oh shit. We'll say. Oh my gosh. We'll keep it at seeds. We'll keep it at seeds. Okay. Keeps a stock of seeds for my garden. And the word here is stock. Okay. So floating shelves holding my stock of seeds. We'll just make it easier. Make it shorter. Holding my stock of seeds. All right. Lastly, or not lastly, third from the last is the place we're going to store this is a window. Oh, this is a good one. I look out my window and see a giant looking in. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, the seed word here is giant. I look out my kitchen window and I see a giant looking in, like that movie Jurassic Park where the dinosaur is looking in the car, and like, yeah, that's an iconic scene in the movie. Window, giant, looking in. Okay. All right. Finally, the last two seed phrase words are okay. The second to last seed phrase is coconut. And that's a coconut. We'll say a coconut, what are they called? We'll say a frying pan made of a frying pan, or like a bowl. Yeah, a frying pan made out of a coconut, right? Like unusual, like a coconut. I'm thinking like Gilligan's Island, right? A frying pan on the stove, but it's made out of a coconut. Maybe not a frying pan. What's more deep? Like a saucepan? Something. Let's see. Coconut. Just Control B. Coconut used as a pot to make soup. Yeah, you're cooking your soup in a coconut on the stove. Okay, so a stove with a coconut used as a pot to make soup. Well, actually, let's make it shorter to easier to remember. Used as a pot, a coconut pot. Okay. Maybe even better. Yeah, a stove with a coconut pot. That's a pretty strong visual, okay? And then finally, the last place we're going to store something for our 12th word in our seed phrase is a net. The word is net. Is that even a seed phrase word? I didn't realize there was a word that was less than 4 characters. That's interesting. Is net even a real seed phrase word? Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, the word is net. Okay. And we have to associate the word net with the air fryer. Okay. With the air fryer. Oh, this is a negative. You shouldn't put negatives. With the air fryer. Let's see. The air fryer with the net. Nope. Okay, I have to kind of think about this for a second. Let me take a quick little break and read through the chat. Diddy Oils. Yeah, Satwise, isn't that crazy? Nice try. We should try this seed phrase and send some sats. No. I don't think it's a real address. That's so funny, dude. I love it. All right, here we go. Air fryer and the word net. How do we get the word net into the air fryer? I want to say that with the air fryer, you don't need a net to fry things in anymore, like a cage. But that's kind of a negative, so we want to make things a positive. So it's easier for your brain to remember it, I think. Air fryer. When I think of fried stuff, I think of fish, like fish and chips and fried fish. So I'll say fried fish, fried fish net. Okay, air fry. In the air fryer, you have a fried fish net. Okay, take that as you will. Okay, it's a fish net, and the seed phrase word here is net. Okay, it's striking because you wouldn't fry a fish net, but it's gonna, air fryer reminds me of fishing net, or catching fish or eating fish. So air fryer with a fishing net, frying a fishing net. Okay, all right, we're done. That is these are the mnemonics that we would use to remember this the seed phrase, these seed phrase words. Okay, so now we're gonna go back, and I'm gonna take this thing off the screen. Where is it? Here. And I'm gonna hide it over here on the side. I'm gonna put the seed phrase words in the chat, and you guys can test me. We're gonna go with here, let me get this here. Go in here, put the seed phrase. I'm gonna have to put spaces on it. Give me a second. I don't think it lets me do spaces. No, it won't let me do spaces. Wow, that was weird. Oh, let me remove that. Okay, how can we do this so it doesn't mess it up like that? It doesn't like that I have spaces, that I have enters in there. Space, 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 space. Okay, I'm gonna try not to look at the chat. You guys can see if I'm right. I'm gonna try to remember the seed phrase just based on what we did today, just now. I'm not gonna look at the word list. The word list is for you on the screen. I'm gonna cover it with another window on my system, so I won't be able to read the chat while I'm trying to recall these words. Okay, remember, I haven't seen this word list before. This is not actually my living room in my house, and but we're gonna do our best. Okay, let's see if I can recall the words that we just created a mnemonic device for in this memory palace for this virtual room. Okay, all right. The first word is going to be associated with this printer, and that is hurdle. Okay. The second word is associated with this lamp and the orange ribbon tied around the lamp. That's ribbon. The third one is one of my favorites. It's the championship cup with the upside. It's upside down, and since it's upside down, it's spilling and it's tipping over, and what's falling out of it is a chicken. Okay. I can't remember if it was a couch or the thing. No, it's a couch next. The couch is disease. The giant Bitcoin. There's nothing else. Bitcoin. There's nothing else. Stack nothing else, and the word is else. Okay. From there we go to, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 things in this room, and the plant gets smashed to a pulp by the people that got rugged. Okay, so that's the first 6 seed phrase words. The next 6 ones are the tongs. Okay, this is a difficult one. The tongs that I tripped. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck on this one. Tongs that I tripped on. Tongs that I fell over on and reached to grab them. I stumbled. Tongs that I stumbled on. No, I stumbled and I reached to get. I stumbled and I reached to get my balance, and I knocked all the tongs on the floor. That one's kind of too long. I need to make that one shorter. So we would tweak that one in the future. Okay, make them short. Make them short. Tongs. Okay, the next thing on going from left to right is the sink. Oh, this is easy. The sink with a patch on the drain, and it's overflowing. So the word is patch on that one. And then the floating shelves where I keep my stock of baby oil. And then the window with the giant looking into it. That one's creepy. The giant looking into it. And then, so it's giant. And then the stove with the cooking utensils made out of coconuts. So coconut pot. So coconut is that word. And then, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the last one is the air fryer where we fried some fishnets, boy. Let's go. What do you think? I almost lost it on the tongs. The tongs needs to be tweaked. So it's too long. It's too long. It's too many steps to remember. It's got to be something different. Stumbled onto the tongs. I stumbled onto the. Oh, there's a tong on the floor and I stumbled on it or something like that. Anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. What do you guys think for today's episode? It's wild, right? Oh my gosh, did I get them right? I think I did. They seem so logical. So maybe we'll come back to this. Maybe we'll come back to this mnemonic device. This virtual home. This mnemonic memory palace. Maybe we'll come back to it in 6 months or a year and see if we can still remember this fake seed phrase. That is how you could temporarily remember a seed phrase if you had to, for whatever emergency, leave the country or leave your unfriendly jurisdiction to a more friendly jurisdiction. You can use a device like this in your situation to temporarily transition from a hazardous place to a safer place. Once you get there, use this to recall the words that you inscribed in your memory. Get them back on a plate, get them back on the metal washers, and you'll be good to go, right? But you won't have to flee or go through a situation where you have to hide stuff on your person, if you know what I mean. And it involves item number, what is it? Number 9, the floating shelves. All right, no baby oil. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, it's already 250. We haven't even stacked stats today. Gosh, dang it. All right, there we go. Stack recap real fast. Here we go. Stack recap. Because we don't only talk about stacking sats and baby oil. We actually stack sats here every day. Monday through Friday. Here we go. Our current stack is at 0.3044908 Bitcoin. We're at 48.99% up since the beginning of the show about a year and 6 months ago. Just in 2024, we are up 17.3% on our holdings, and now we know that the price of Bitcoin is 66,000, almost 67,000. Today is way above our average buy price for 2024. So today we're only going to be stacking $20 worth of Bitcoin, and we're going to do that right now because it's time to stack some sats. All right. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. That was a cool experiment. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's get this thing stacking. Woo. Okay, I'm stacking over on Strike this time. Bringing up the Strike app. As you can see, I only have about $60 worth of Bitcoin on this app right now because I recently did a transfer to my cold storage. Buying $20 worth of Bitcoin today, right now on the StackSat show. There we go. Next, cut the music, hit the drum roll, confirm the purchase, and it's going. 3, 2, 1. We have Bitcoin. And just like that, we stacked an additional 29,516 Satoshis to the StackSat show stack. We're going to update the spreadsheet with today's buy, then I'll get you guys out of here. 10, 17, 24. We bought at the price of $67,116.14 Bitcoin. We saved $20 into this Bitcoin. It gave us 0.000295516 Bitcoin. In other words, 28,516 Satoshis for today's purchase. Copy this here today. There it is. I'm going to copy this information to add it to our holdings for the whole lifespan of the show. There it is. Boom. Boom. Ah! There it is. All right. The new total for the whole lifespan of the show for the Stack Sats show stack is about 0.304779596 Bitcoin. And just like that, we're done. What do you know? We got 10 likes today. We're winning, boys. We're winning. So, just like that, stacking sats, making memories, literally. Let me know if you guys enjoyed that little mnemonic device breakdown. Hey, we do things like that on the fly, keep it entertaining. And if you want to look up the technique, it's called, they're called mnemonic devices. And that specific one is called the memory palace, or the memory palace or the mind palace. Okay, and you can make a mind palace out of any place you've been or any place you remember specific details about that you can recall in order. Okay, of course, we did a 12-word seed phrase today. If you want to do a 24-word seed phrase, just go into more rooms of your house or into different locations of your memory. Right? Anyway. It doesn't just work for seed phrases, it works for a bunch of other things too. So if you're in school and doing that stuff, you need to remember a list of things. That's a good way to remember a list of things too. You saw how I did it. Some of them didn't work that great because they were a little bit too long. The shorter, more specific you can be, the better, and the more weird, it sticks in your brain more, right? Like the chicken falling out of the pot is easy to remember. The water, the sink being patched and overflowing, it's easy to remember because it's stressful to think about it, right? The more common one, like the floating shelves with the stock of seeds, that was kind of weird. Right? It was too common. It didn't stick out in your mind enough to say like, hey, you got to remember that's weird, right? Anyway, be weird when you're making these lists. Nobody's gonna know what you're thinking about when you're making these lists, but the weirder you can make them, the more they'll stick in your mind, the more distinct they'll pop out in your mind. Okay. Like I knew as soon as I saw the sink, I saw it overflowing, right? As soon as I saw the printer, I saw a hurdle just on top of it, like one of those hazard hurdles on top of it, right? All right. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let's pop on the music so we can close this baby out. Just like that. Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already. Right there. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Friday episode of the Stack Sats Show, where we will once again show up, stack sats, regardless of the price. We're buying, never selling, and chilling. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Sats Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. There, guys. Have a good rest of the week. Oh, see you tomorrow.